Welcome to the Water Trough, where we can't make you drink, but we will make you think. My name is Ed Drozd of the Small Business Doctor, and I'm really excited you chose to join me here as we discuss topics that are important for small business folks just like you. If you're looking for ideas, inspiration, and possibility, you've come to the right place. Join us as we take steps to help you create the healthy business that you've always wanted. Good morning, folks. This is Ed Drozd of the Small Business Doctor. Welcome back to the Water Trough. My wife and I were recently watching a 60 Minutes episode in which they were talking about employee ownership, that is, employee ownership in their businesses. This could be a very attractive opportunity from a tax perspective, both for the business and for the employee, not to mention the financial benefit for the employees. It is something that you might be more inclined to hear about in larger businesses, even though it's not as common as one would think, and it is expensive to set these things up and to maintain them. But at a fundamental level, employee ownership is something worth exploring, I believe, for small business as well. The idea of employee ownership is essentially that an employee has a legitimate stake in the game. Okay, employees certainly have their benefits to go along with their compensation. They have time off, they have insurance, they have variety of training programs made available to them, and so on and so forth. That's part of the program. That comes with the territory. But on a very personal note, most of us desire to be respected. And we also want to know that the effort that we put in will be appreciated by our boss. Moreover, we hope that our boss and the business at large will recognize not only what we do, but our value in providing what we do for the business. So this is where the concept of employee ownership really comes to bear in a small business. The business owner has the opportunity to get to know their employees far better than a larger operation. They can choose more carefully the employees that they have. Getting to know people, choosing the right people, allows the small business owner to build a degree of understanding with their employees that the employee can become part of the success of the company itself. The small business owner who's established a positive relationship with their employees may be more willing to learn from those employees, taking feedback and advice from people on the shop floor, if you will, who are observing and doing things that matter most to the business. In turn, having established such a relationship, the business owner can take steps, make moves that are going to improve the business operations. When these business operation improvements are such that they lead to increased profitability and business success, the door is open to the possibility that the employee is not only a valued individual, is not only someone who has a emotional and a intellectual stake in the game, but someone who may also be able to share in the financial well-being that the business owner has appreciated. Now, of course, the amount of financial incentive that can be provided is vastly different than in a multi-million-dollar company. Of course, it's relative to scale. But the key here is to look at the business owner-employee relationship and ask yourself the question, do my employees have sufficient latitude to help me to improve this company? Do I know all the things that they know? Have I listened carefully to what they have to offer? Rest assured, the mere notion that an employee can feel valued is going to have a substantial impact on their performance. Those who feel valued, those who feel as if what they do and who they are matters, are vastly more inclined to put in a greater effort than those who don't feel the same way. It stands to reason that motivated employees who have an emotional and intellectual stake in the game, are going to increase the profitability and success of your small business. Whether or not you can share with them financially is strictly a matter of what type of process you engage in. Many small businesses will take that money and reinvest it in the business. Many small business owners will take the limited profitability they have for their own compensation and don't have a lot of wiggle room to share. But it's not simply about being able to financially compensate your employees. It's about recognizing them and giving them a sense of value, a sense of worth. That is really, in my estimation, the goal of employee ownership. The employee who truly believes that he or she is a valued part of this organization. An employee who truly understands their position, their role in relationship to the bigger picture, and is willing to give everything they can and gracious if they do, in fact, get compensation for it. But more than anything, they're willing to give for the sake of the greater good. It might seem as if it's kind of squishy, touchy-feely to be concerned about people's happiness, their emotional well-being, and things like that. And the inability to provide financial compensation for it might seem like you're selling them short. Only you can know if that's the case. But let's face it, a motivated, dedicated staff of employees is vastly more desirable than people who are simply in it for the money. It's a choice that you can make. My challenge to you is this. Think about it. Ask yourself, is this possible for you? Are you fully engaging your staff? Don't worry at this point about compensation. That will come in time. Rest assured, if your profits start soaring and flying through the roof, I think you'll find it in your heart to make a way for them to share in that well-being. But on the other hand, if you're going to achieve the most that you want in your small business, you have to understand you're not going to do it alone. Your employees are your number one asset. Treat them with respect. Treat them as if the things they do matter to your business. This is Ed Drozda, the Small Business Doctor, and until we meet again, I want to wish you a healthy business.